Why would we go along with that?
Not the easiest test. The first few questions are pretty easy.
The hall in Washington, D.C. was packed, buzzing with tension long before the event even began. 3 names had guaranteed that. Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and Barron Trump sat in the front row, each representing a different kind of power. Cameras flashed, reporters whispered, and everyone waited for the moment the speeches would begin. When Obama walked onto the stage, the room shifted instantly. Calm, steady, unrushed. He didn't need theatrics.
I have no more campaigns to run. My only agenda, I know because I won both of them.
His presence was enough. He spoke softly at first, drawing the room toward him. He talked about the rising cost of living, families struggling, parents skipping meals, and the weight of inflation that statistics never fully captured.
That's how Donald Trump thinks about America. Make America great again by putting the people like him back in charge, even if they don't know what the hell they're doing.
Then his tone sharpened, not with anger, but with purpose. Leadership, he said, wasn't about blaming the past or attacking the future. It was about standing up in the present and asking what could be fixed together. The audience applauded long and hard. Even those who didn't support him couldn't deny the power in his simplicity.
Black, white, Latino, Asian, Native American, young, old, gay, straight, men, women, folks with disabilities, all pledging allegiance under the same proud flag to this big, bold country that we love. That's what I see. That's the America I know.
Obama took his seat again, composed as the host announced the next speaker. Trump rose slowly, adjusting his jacket, wearing that familiar half smirk that signaled a storm was coming. His opening line dripped with sarcasm. He mocked Obama's message of unity and quickly shifted into confrontation.
I think he's the worst president maybe in the history of our country. I think he's been a disaster. He's been weak. He's been ineffective.
He blamed Obama for economic issues, accusing him of leaving behind a foundation of failure. Some clapped, some winced, and cameras darted between the 2 men like spectators at a duel. Obama didn't react. His stillness made Trump louder. And then Trump did something no one expected. He turned to his son. Barron has something to say, he announced. The room fell silent as Barron leaned toward the microphone. His voice was calm but cold. In barely 9 seconds, he threw out the old rumor, questioning whether every president was born to lead this country.
Sorry, Barron. Are we winning or tied or what?
If you ask me, it's winning.
It looks
Always winning. Yeah.
It sort of looks that. Okay.
It was aimed directly at Obama. Gasps filled the room. Trump smiled proudly. Barron leaned back, satisfied. But Obama simply looked at him with a small, knowing smile. Not mocking, not hurt, just patient.
I'm sorry, gentlemen. I've noticed this especially with some men who seem to think Trump's behavior, the bullying and the putting people down, is a sign of strength.
That patience made the moment even heavier. After a long pause, Obama stood again. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't return the insult. He simply walked to the microphone and spoke with steady clarity. Mocking someone's story, he said, would never make your own stronger. Then he looked at Barron and told him he had adopted his father's tone without understanding his father's experience, a dangerous imitation. And then came the line that froze the hall. Obama asked Barron if he even knew where he came from. Are you Ivanka's kid or Melania's? The shock rippled through the room like an earthquake. Barron froze. Trump stiffened. For the first time, he had no comeback ready.
Oh, isn't that nice? Chicken out. I've never heard that. What you said, that's a nasty question. Go ahead. To me, that's a nasty.
Trump muttered sharply to his son, then ordered him aloud to wait in the car. Barron stood and walked out, each step echoing in the silent hall.
It looks always winning. Yeah. It sort of looks that. Okay.
Obama didn't smirk. He didn't celebrate. He spoke instead about the lessons parents pass to their children, how bitterness becomes a habit when no one stops it, and how anger spreads when it is taught instead of corrected. He talked about leadership, but this time it wasn't political, it was personal.
Refusing to buck the president even when they know he's out of line. Even when a lot of them will privately admit that power is being abused in ways that will hurt their constituents and hurt the country.
He reminded the room of a moment when Trump once blurred the line between affection and vanity with his own daughter, not in cruelty, but as an example of how easily power becomes pride and pride becomes something uglier. The hall was silent. Even Trump supporters couldn't find words. Obama finished by explaining that leadership wasn't measured by volume or dominance, but by dignity. Children don't learn from what you preach, he said. They learn from what you show them. If they see anger, they become it. If they see respect, they grow into strength. When Obama stepped back from the microphone, the applause began softly, then grew into a standing ovation. Trump sat frozen, unable to move, unable to speak, knowing the moment had slipped out of his control. Obama walked off the stage quietly, the kind of exit that didn't need a single dramatic gesture. Outside, he simply told reporters to take a breath and wished them a good evening before leaving. That night, the world didn't remember the shouting or the insults. They remembered the contrast, Trump's fire against Obama's calm, Barron's attempt at mockery and the lesson that followed, and the way Obama won the room without raising his voice once. In a hall filled with noise, the quietest man stood tallest, and that was the moment everyone realized that dignity, even in confrontation, never goes out of style.